Good morning. صباح الخير. How is everyone doing? Did you sleep well? نعستوا مزيان؟ لاباس عليكم؟ كلشي مزيان؟ كنتمنى تكونوا بخير. صباح الخير جوانا. لاباس عليك؟ Who is with us? Who is with us? I have my morning tea. It's Moroccan tea. But today بلا نعناع. Today كنشرب اتاي بلا نعناع. Just today because I'm out of نعناع. I have to go out and get more. لاباس عليكم؟ كي دايرين مع الصحيحة؟ How are you with the health? So is like just Joanna here? I know there are others. Good morning to you. I want to teach me our language. How do you say good morning in other languages? I know like in Arabic, in Darija, I know in French, I know in English, of course. I know, I'm not sure if I say it correctly with Spanish. I think and it's really hard in Dutch, and Spanish is Buenos dias. Buenos dias, right? Buenos dias. I can say it, okay? Buenos dias. I think French is the easiest, like bonjour. Bonjour. Yeah, so we're going to finish what we have been doing yesterday about relationships, about love, about how culture is like changing a person when this comes to relationship, how language can have to deal with the relationship, and it's all like interacting in a certain way. They are all like have like a specific reason. When you understand it, you would understand your partner more. Yes, Buenos. Yes, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correct because I haven't like read my Spanish in a while. Buenos dias, but I'm like in the mindset of learning and reviewing the languages that I used to know, but not anymore because I wasn't practicing them. But yeah. But guys, yeah, let me know which language I should start with now. And I've been always like practicing my English because I use English to teach, and it was my major. And I speak Darija basically because we speak just Darija over here, and also to teaching it. I speak Standard Arabic because I was always in love with Standard Arabic. And my French, I didn't speak French for probably 10 years. I've learned Spanish in a period of time, but I haven't used it, so I don't remember it. I learned a little bit Hungarian. I learned bits of Albanian, and the only word that I remember in Albanian actually is like "Yita immi," which means my life, because I was talking to someone, and yeah, it's like the thing that I know. And I learned a little bit of Dutch, but I didn't go further with it. It was a bit hard. So, and now I want like to start with languages again, and I'm thinking I should like start with one of them first, then go to the next one. And I kind of want to start with Spanish. I kind of want to start with French. I kind of want to start with Dutch. This is like the three languages that's on my mind right now that I want like to review. And I love them. I love the sound of French, even though like I've never like tried to speak it fluently, and I do understand it. And the Spanish sounds like a little bit sexy. Like, I don't know, like I love like hearing it. So yeah, we said for today, because today is like about culture, about like a relationship, about also like what's happening in Morocco. So I'm going to start that. So I told you that they are working on opening like airports, specifically like Mohammed saying Casablanca airport. They are working on that, but actually they don't want to give any specific date when they're going to open the border, because They said they only going to open it when everything is safe. So we have no specific dates. We don't know when it's going to open. Also about the mosques in Morocco, they said we're going to open the mosque when it's safe. So this time they did not give any dates. And also this is a good thing, because whenever like they tell us like a certain time is going to open this and it does not open, we feel kind of like disappointed, and we start thinking, because we put always as human we put plan. Whenever we hear like a specific date, we put the plan and we say like, okay, after that I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and then they tell us like, no, 1 month, 3 weeks, one more few weeks. So it's like kind of make mess up with our brains. So I'm glad that this time they thought about it and they didn't give us like a dream date that we thinking like, okay, I can travel after that, I can go with my family or my boyfriend or my wife, and it's like really hard. But they do like they try their best and they are very positive, and they said that is inshallah everything is going to back to normal, and the cases is not increasing anymore. It's like they are like controlling that. They just want to open everything when it's safe, because we don't really want to open everything and then we would like have more cases coming in or going out, and then we will be in another situation with another lockdown for a longer time. So let me know what do you think about this. But I think people like the business like really want to open, like they really want like to start everything to start soon. So even like the government, they really want to, because the economy is like going bad like everywhere in the world, not just in Morocco. And yeah, they do want this to work, and everyone is like so ready to go back to work. And also like we are excited, like I'm pretty sure like everyone would like they miss their job, they want like so excited, I'm going back to work and I'm going to work my best. So I think in a way it's like a good way. So yeah, even though for me it's a bit the same because I'm always teaching either way. صباح الخير نيحال، صباح الخير عبد الفتاح، لاباس عليكم؟ doing well. So yeah, this is what's happening. There is like no major uh news. So but at least we kind of understand like what's happening. They are trying their best, and it's like for everyone, not for them or just like for people. But yes, basically, but we still can go out and do whatever we want, you see. For the mosque, I agree. For the mosque, because people when they go to pray in the mosque, there are like too many people and it's like crowded. And if just one person is sick, they might like make everyone sick. So I totally understand that. Same for the airports, because they have to think about the space that they have to put in the airports between like passengers, and there's a lot of things to think about how to make everything safe. Is like for us, all of us as Moroccans or foreigners that they will come. And yeah, I hope for the best. I really hope for the best. So yeah, yesterday we were like talking about a relationship, and talked about how men like in Morocco grew up, and they grew up not to show emotion, and they grew up like really in control. They have to control, so they get used to it. And so when they grow up, when they are with their partner, show love somehow, like by protection, by maybe gifts, by like taking you out every now and then, uh, just by maybe showing you that I'm jealous and I want you to be mine and all of that. But at the same time, inside them, they are very soft, they are like very kind hearted, they want love, they want to hear good words. It's like really good for them, they need it. And so at the beginning maybe it will be hard for them to say it back, and after that like it's like become like really easy for them when you are two together, that he would say everything he feels. But it's still like it's hard for him, like later if he's being hurt, he would find it hard to say I'm hurt, because when they were kids they taught that men should not cry, men should not be sad, men should be always strong, always be able to handle it. And it's good that they grew up handling everything and like knowing everything around the fixing the house. Like you don't need to call someone to fix something in the house, he would fix it, he would know everything. But at the same time, when it comes to feelings and saying okay I'm hurt, it's going to be hard for him, because he would feel like he's not as manly maybe as he thought. So it's like you need to understand that a little bit. So but it's like you need also to talk to him about this, because it might be bad for the relationship, because communication is the key. He needs to learn how to communicate how he feels. It will take him a little while, but take him step by step. You see what I mean? For girls, no. Girls are totally the opposite. If she's hurt, she will be like, you did this, you did that, you did this. And she would like say all of them in details. Exactly, in details. Because we grow up differently from men. We grow up at home, we grow up with the mother, and we grow up, if someone said something, you'd start crying. So it's like, it was like totally the opposite of guys. And but at the same time, not all girls like are like they are like really good inside the house. Of course girls are very smart, they are good at school, they are good like with cooking, they are good with different things. But also if you are like dating a Moroccan woman, understand that she has a family. And there is, and also like for a lot of people they think that maybe like the Moroccan man is not independent, or the girl is not independent because they live with their parents. But this is cultural and also economic thing, and also is like it's involved three things. It's about economic, because Moroccan, when you live with your parents and everyone like paying a part, it's like it's become like a easy living, you see. Second of all, the mother and parents, they don't want you to go away, they want you to stay with them, because they don't want to feel lonely. And also because we are like family oriented, and like big families, they stick together and they want to be together. Also, yes, so Moroccan man is agreeing with me to say like I'm right in that. So yes, what I was talking about, yes, this is one of the reasons. So we are not like having the decision to go and live by our parents, they wouldn't accept, and we love our parents, and we grow up not be able to say no. So we're not going to be able to say like, okay mom, I'm 18, I'm out of the house. That's no way, it's not going to happen. And she can't, especially for girls, she can't go out. And for us, like girls specifically, you're going to leave the house when you are going to get married. So you're leaving your parents' house to your husband's house. This is how it's always been. Now it's changing like a little bit slightly, because some girls they have like to go to study in another city, and then they start like changing a little bit. And they start like, okay, you can go for studying. But it's like there is again like another problem with traveling. Girls are not allowed to travel alone, and they are not allowed to spend the night somewhere else, because this is how they can protect the girl from the outside world. But they grow up, some girls, they grow up like a little bit afraid to discover the world. But some of them are like really strong, and it doesn't matter for them. It depends on the personality of a person. No, girls actually attached to their mothers in Morocco, because guys are attached to their father. They go out, they do everything out. This way, I told you like yesterday when I was talking that guys, they grow up in a certain way, and girls, they grow up in a different certain way. So when you are dating a Moroccan man, it's not the same like mindset of girls. They grow up totally different and totally separated. So guys, they go those like subjects, they do everything together with their fathers, like going out, playing football, going to the beach and everything. And girls, they grow up with their mother doing things in the kitchen, cooking, and all of this thing, watching some serious movies together and all of that. So they grew up separately. But not everyone had For example, me and my father, we were like, when I was young, we were like getting together like very well, especially because we liked some activities, sim activities, even if it was like manly activities. Even married with children. Yeah, some of them they were like married and with children and they live with their parents, but not anymore because girls actually when in like this in this period of time they want to be with their husband by themselves. So some girls she would like put like limits and everything from the beginning. She would tell them, okay, I'm going to marry you, but I don't want to live with your parents. I want to have my own house, my own place to wear whatever I want inside the house, do whatever I want to inside the house, eat whatever I want, or not eat what I like what I want, or not cooking or not cooking. So then the guy is like he have like the ball in his court. He can say yes, okay, we can do that. My family would accept that, or he would say I'm sorry, I can't do that. So then they will go their own way. So it's become like a decision that someone take in engagement time when like they get together. Okay, say something I can do. I can't live with your parents, and because actually whenever they live like together, there is always problems. So now they have the decision after marriage, but before marriage, you don't have that choice. I'm talking about the majority, not everyone, of course, but nowadays it's changing. It's like a major change. I can say the last like 4 or 5 years is like a major change. It's become like it was like in that place. That's what I'm talking about. Like to totally different mindsets. And the reason of that is social media and watching TV and kids wanting to become something, and kids are showing their parents, okay, if you're going to let me go, I will be independent. If you're going to let me travel, I'm going to be stronger and I will learn. If you're going to let me go, so they start like having the ability to talk and say how they feel. أو خليني أجي البريس معك. حلو. شكرا. So yes, صباح الخير, Ziv. I don't know how to pronounce your name. From Germany. صباح الخير. And, good morning, smart something. I don't know what's your name, both of you. But good morning and welcome to the morning tea talk. So as you see, like everything is about like the culture and the parents, and whenever we talk about, even when we talk about a relationship, we have to go back to the culture and parents and how we grew up, because it's all like related. It's all related to pretty much everything. Now, define religion. It's not they are like becoming less religious. To some extent, yes, because it's become like more freedom to decide to take any religion you want. And most of teenagers, when they grow up, they watch a lot of American movies. They are watching like songs and all of that, and they feel attached to some like actors or actresses, and they want to be like them, and you change the way of dressing, and you change a lot of things, and it's just like they say, okay, I want to discover another religion. And in some point there is a lot of Moroccans like between, I would say, 15 to 18, and in the university also, they either go for Christianity to discover it, they either stop believing in God. Like they stop believing in God, and they go to a certain in a point that they want to go for emo style, wearing all black and all of that, and or like believing in the evil, and like going all the way down. You see, and I see it is like a period of time. Everyone I seen, like a lot of my friends going through all of this and stopping believing in God. And thank God I did not being like pushed this way, because I had my own personality. I wasn't like that's someone that I'm just because I see something I would do it. I would like think about it very much. And so yeah, I saw like a lot of kids going through the steps, and it's still happening. And I met a lot of younger people like in their early 20s or before 20, and they say, okay, how we know that is God, and they have like all this kind of idea because they see things on TV and they want to discover it, and that's okay. صباح الخير, Alison. Yeah, great that you hear that. In the future, I'm going to do a podcast for people who are working and want to listen to Darija or listen to the about culture and everything. Yes, traditional costume is like changing because of a lot of things, not just yes, a lot of things. There's a lot of reasons for the change, but it's like I wouldn't see it as like a bad change, but it's like there is a diversity now, and that's okay. It's okay to have diversity. It's okay to discover something and maybe back to your origin or not back to your origin. This is why it's like it's good freedom. So for people like they are like they don't, we should not have this kind of freedom so that everyone is going to say Muslim. But if you are going to be forced to say Muslim, it's mean you're not believer, because you have to have a choice. If you are like a Muslim, it should be by choice, not by force. And yes, if you are wearing hijab, you are wearing it by choice. And I see a lot of girls, they are forced to wear hijab, but inside they don't want it, or they just like want it to get married, because a lot of guys, they think if it's like wearing hijab, she's a good girl. And so yeah, this is like yeah, it's not just in Morocco, it's like in the whole world. And I see like some parts in Sake, they are going crazy with freedom. Yes, Alison, I want to do a audiobook, and also like a podcast, but I would like wait a little bit till I have enough money to buy the requirements for that, so that everyone going to hear me in a good way when I'm like ready with the materials and everything. So yes, so this is like a thing that's like maybe like in your culture is like strange. Maybe for you in your country, if you are like, if you having your first job, if you have like and having enough money, or you are like eating, you have to move out. For us, you should stay in. I would like get a lot of criticism if I would teach the Quran. And also this is about culture. If I'm going to teach the Quran and I'm not wearing hijab, they will be like, you are just like assuming, you're not even a believer, you're not even a good Muslim, and all of this criticism, like negative comments on that. Not that I care, but I actually I would like I see actually just the things that I'm sure about. I would never say something wrong or something that I'm not sure 100% is correct. So if I'm going to say anything about Islam or Quran, I would say what I know and what I read in Quran. Uh, so yeah, for example, for a man, like in a Quran, that are able to marry more than one wife, you mean like they can like marry four wives. I do have like explanation for that, that Moroccans and Arabs in general, they took it in a total different way, and I can explain that, and men wouldn't like this, and I don't care if they like it, because I was had sure of my answer, because I read Quran, so I saw the answer, and I know why God said that you can marry than for women, and God know that you can't have equality between them, and God say if you are not going to be equal with them, then then like you see, don't marry, and no man ever can have like give like his heart same as this wife, as this wife, as this wife, as this wife, give the gift to this one and this one and this one and this one, all the same. He can do that. He can be equally uh honest with all of them, so he would never have that ability. So God like puts that requirements, kind of requirements, to be able to marry this kind of wives. and there is a punishment if you're not going to do that, if one of them will be mad. So actually no one ever can, we are human and we can't do that. If we have one heart, you might love this certain way and you would love the other one certain way, but you're not going to love them the same. So how can that be real? So they can't. And also, who know too much, the shoot in Morocco has in one scene. Not to teach religion here. What scene in a movie, the man who knew too much? I don't know what you mean, Nihal, but I'm only talking about the things that I know. I would never say something I have not, if I don't have like a certain information about something, I would like, it's easy for me to say like I don't know. And also I'm not like a professional in Quran. So this is not my job. The prophet is a prophet. We're not a prophet. We are far away from being a prophet. And if you want me to go there, it's like a long process. You can like look that up. But yes, I can just like say some certain things. I'm going to tell you why in the first place, after like the prophet, like guys, they were like marrying more than like one wife. So in the past, girls, they weren't like going to the war. Of course, that wasn't true. They were staying home, like having kids and cooking and do all this stuff. Okay, so men were going for war. So a lot of men were dying, and no one to take of the wives. They don't. They become widows. A lot of widows, little men. So what happened? So it's like it was like a wisdom from to say that like one guy can marry more than a wife if he can take care of them, if he can support them with money, with food, and all of that. So it was like saving the situation back then. But now we have no war, so there is no reason for a man to marry more than one wife. And God never said like to marry more than one wife for like a specific certain reason than that. He didn't say to enjoy women. And men have that kind of idea, and they get married with two wives or three or four. They are marrying these women for a certain reason, not for a religious reason. Not he say like, okay, I'm going to save her because she has no job. I'm going to save her because she has like no parents. I'm going to save her because it's war and she can't find a man. It's never that case, and this is not what the reason why God said like you can, but only if you can take care of them. But if they are going to accept, like women accept, okay, if he said like I'm not going to be fair with you, I'm not going, and this is never the case because men always lie, and I'm going to give you the perfect life. If he's going to say, okay, I can't like be equal with all of you, but I can afford you this and this and this, and she said like I do accept, and then there is no harm on him because women accept that. You see what I mean? So to answer your question about the prophet, it was a wisdom that he gets married more than one wife. So one of them that she gave him, like she helped him with her money, and she was like older than him, and she loved him. She wanted to marry him. Second of all, the youngest one, that's always everyone like going crazy that he married like a young one. She was so smart that she was able to memorize the whole Quran, everything that the prophet saying. So it was a wisdom that he loved her. She was so smart, and also she helped him, and she helps everyone by like remembering everything. She has like a great mind. And so when he passed away, she passed this knowledge to the others. So you see what I mean? And I can't go on with all of that. I'm not a professional, but if you go for in Google, there is a lot of professionals that they explain everything in English. So this is my basic idea on this. Some of that's American TV. The family is not Muslim, but he has 4 wives and children with them. I have no idea about this. Like, I mean, so some girls they find it fun. You know why? Because they don't want to have the men all over the place over every day. It's like really good to have them away for a little bit and have time for herself. Some girls, if she would be like she's not like all about love, and she would be like, okay, if he's going to take care of me, if I'm going to stay home and give me everything I need, then yes, then yes. Well, I don't care. I'm going to stay home, take care of the kids, and he can go away as long as he's like supporting me and giving me everything I need. So everyone's need is different. So yeah, some girls they do accept that actually. There is responsibility to marry more than one wife, even to make equal. Yes, a lot of responsibility. Imagine like in this time with the economy and everything, especially in Morocco, they can't like marry more than one wife. Not because they can't like with the governments, but actually it's like a lot of money. I mean, like one wife is too much, and you want to have two. How can you do that? And I know, like from my family, a lot of guys who married like more than one wife, they regret it right now. And they regret it so bad because it's like too much when you have two wives, different kids, and imagine with school and supplements and everything and food and electricity, especially if they have rent. That's too much. And not every woman want to live with the other woman in the same house. Of course, they want a separated house. So you have like everything price going to two. So yeah. So we were talking about relationship, and we end up talking about religion and like marriage. But at least it's like about marriage. So yeah, but I think a lot of Moroccans they don't think about having more than one wife because they can't, and they prefer having one actually. In the past, it was the opposite. Credit tea is tasting so good today. Yeah, so what was the last thing I'm saying about men? The only thing you can do is like having this conversation whenever like you feel that something is wrong, and they are like sensitive inside, so they feel hurt, and they don't say it. They have an ego, and they might just like end up walking away or avoiding talking about this. And yeah, they just like they prefer to run away than to say what's happening. The opposite with girls, but also like there is like a thing with the girls. Girls sometimes they wouldn't say they are like hurt at the same time, but they keep like adding to it. And then when she would be so fed up, she would be like, you know what, we've done, and you would be like, why? And she would like count all the things that you've done. And but notice like Moroccan girls are very sweet, but at the same time they notice a lot, and especially they don't want uh, to discover anything. So, for example, they would feel jealous from the other friends. If you have a female friends in Germany, we have a lot of Arabs who have like four women. The poorest people get money from the ministry and feel like kings. It's for women. Yeah, good for him. Good for them. I don't see it. This is why I told you like they don't like get married because of religion or thing. It's just like because they want like to have four women. But if the four women they accept each other, that's his business. That's their choice. But yes, everyone's choice is different. Yeah. So if they agreed on that. Yes, Arabs like, especially golf people, like guys in the golf. They all of them, like most of them, they marry more than one wife. Yes, actually, Joanna, they find in it like anything emotional they want, they would like try to run away from it. So it's like really hard. It's but you know, if like girls like be smart and try to change that in somehow without like pushing him, they might, okay, if you're crying, tell him why you're crying. Like you will notice something different. صباح الخير Blanca, you're late. I'm kidding, you're welcome. So yeah, they don't actually like girls are like used to this. Like when they saw someone emotional, they would run to you and to you what the problem. They would try to understand and all of that. At فقتي. Yeah, I woke myself up earlier so I can be able to talk. Yeah, that's a notice too. Like in the north, they would say فيقت فيقت قاعد فيقت دابا فيقت. My sister looking at me because she knew like I'm not talking like that. She'll be like, "What she's talking about?" And we in the over here we say facts, facts. Even that I know like it sounds like a bad word for like English speakers. Yeah, but like in the north they would say facts. عاد فيقت عاد فيقت يا العيلة. فيقت is same as facts. It's like she woke up in past. Like I woke up. Facts is فيقت as I woke up. Yes, and okay, let's back to our topic. So we said that no way we say at first if it's impasse. Yeah, we say it's because you just like woke up a minute ago. It's not like I woke up. I am awake. We just like use that at first. And I totally understand that. It's like no specific reason, but sometimes like we just add some words. Yeah, سير غسلي سيري سيري غسلي وجهك باش يطير منك النعاس. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, so yes, for girls, be careful for jealousy. She will be like so jealous, same as guys actually. It's not because of insecurity, because also about the culture, because we are not used to have like a male friend, and guys don't want their girls to have like a male friend. So when they have like someone from another, like from another culture, and they see that they are like he's going out with another girls and he's talking to other girls, she would feel like that girl is like trying to hit on her guy, even though if she's like acting normal. So she would feel like just make her feel secure. That's it. Like that's what will make it like just I love you and all of that, but just it's just a friend. Yeah, we are talking about relationship in general. Like we are like continuing what we have done yesterday, and I talked about a little bit about like culture and like about independency and how people see these things. And now we're talking about like girls and how Moroccan girls are. And you need to understand her love of her love language. Some girls they like gifts, and this is how they see love is. If you're giving her gifts, then you love her, and she will think, oh, he loves me, he bring me this and this and that. And some girls they want to hear it. They want to hear sweet words. So if like you are like having like a different love language and you're giving him gifts, and she will be like, I don't want your gift. Like this is not. I'm not materialistic. I want to hear that you love me. And some girls they want you to show it. Like she would like want to see that you love her in a certain way. So yeah, you just have to discover from the beginning what she likes. And it's like a same thing. It's like good go good ways. If like the girl is like who's like dating someone, she have to see like what does he like, and you can do all of them if you can. Yes, so for example, some guys prefer like educated wife. Actually, some Moroccans they prefer educated wife because you can have like a conversation with her and everything. And some Moroccan guys actually they like damp wives, damp girlfriends. Why? Because he want to be always right. And this comes to the ego and how they grow up. They want like always to be like the strong one, knowing it all and all of this. So if you go in to correct him, and you can notice actually, you can notice from the beginning, if you go in to say something, if he's going to say something and you will correct him, you would feel like he's going to try to show that you're wrong and he's right. You're wrong, I'm right. If you watch this movie, actually, I love this movie. Old one, I forgot like what's name. So he would be like, I'm the man, I'm right. I'm right, you're wrong, even if you're right. So if he's saying that, then you discover that he's the kind of guy that he wants always to feel right. He wants to feel that he's the man and everything. But there is some guys that he would love to hear what you think. He will like give you time. He will be like, okay, I want to know your idea on this. I want to know your idea about the culture. I want to know your idea about Islam and about this. This is a good listener guy. This is the type of guy that you want to know what his girlfriend is knowing. If he can have conversation, he trying to understand you, and more than like him trying making you listen. So, yes, المغاربة خطر. They are like different type of guys and girls. That's good, Moroccan man. Yes, so you would have like a different variety of different men in Morocco, but they all have in one thing: they do have ego. They wouldn't want someone to say something bad to them because they don't forget easily. I think like men in general, like if they hear like a word from women, they wouldn't understand it. And all men, they wouldn't want cheating. If you cheated on him, he wouldn't forget. He will always bring it up. He will be like always. But you did that time. You even like if in the moment he said, okay, that's okay, we can start over, and that's not true. He will always bring it, and never discuss your like last relationship with a Moroccan man. He does not like us. Even if like he's say asking you, of course he's going to ask you about who have you been with and how or how many, and try to avoid answering this question actually because they forget. It sticks to their mind. It's like a mindset. Girls maybe like not as that. Like she would be like, I don't care about how many girls you've dated before, as long as I'm your last. So that's what matters for the girls in Morocco, I think in general, and the guys are the opposite. They really care about your past, and yes. So yeah, it's just like try to understand the differences, and this is what's about the culture is like different. Now let's move to the language, how language can affect the relationship, and what can you just to understand. So Darija is like very direct language. It sounds like really harsh. It sounds in a certain places very it sounds like very strict and very rude in some points, but try to understand that is this is how language is for us. Is like very normal. We grew up speaking that language. We don't see anything wrong about it. So when we speak another language, we take that words from Darija, we translate it in our mind to English, and it sounds like equal. For example, if I wanted to say like a tiny كاس بالماء, like give me a glass of water. So for us, like is a tiny, that's normal. In English, I would translate it and I would be like, give me a glass of water. If I said like give me to someone like just the extra, he would send like an order to him. For us, is not, or like just like the smallest word like aji, like come. So for us, like come here, like aji is just one word aji. And if I was translating in my mind to the to Darija, I would be like, come here or come. So it would sound rude or just like order, but for us it's same. Sorry. You talked about wanting male with to go out the house. Sorry. Um, you talked about wanting a male with to go out the house. Is this normal for the guy to want to be with the girl when they go out? Schedule happy, speak slowly. هدر شوية. Yes, Blanca answered. I don't know what you mean, Joanna. It's like the male when they want to go out of the house. Is this normal for the guy to want to be with the girl when they go out? What do you mean by like no, we can't, Blanca. The last one we uh that is like hold on بالتي is like hold on هدر شوية is like هدر بشوية talk like a little bit slower هدر بشوية but not like هدر شوية هدر شوية is like talk a little bit it means like someone is not talking, so it changed the meaning. Yeah, Joanna, I'm trying to discover what you mean by your question. Yeah, I talked about like some men want to go out of the house, like when they grow up and they want to live alone. Yes, that's normal. Um, yes. So for the guy want to be with a girl when they go out. Oh yeah, this is what I mean. You meant okay. So Joanna, can you like change the question in a certain like structure so I can understand the last part? Because I didn't understand what you mean by for it's like normal for the guy to want to be with the girl when they go out. Yeah, of course you would want to be with the girl. I just like don't 100%. I'm not sure. I understood your question, and I want to give you the right answer. That's why. هتاي ديما زوين وخا كيبرد. Tea is always good even when it's cold. Even when it's good, it's cold. كنشرب اتاي. I always drink tea. It's okay for me to drink tea on an empty stomach, but not coffee. I drink coffee after breakfast and all day, and it's okay for me to drink coffee at night. It does not affect me. بصحة أتاي. Yes, كنشرب أتاي بلا نعناع without نعناع because I'm out of نعناع. ما بقاش عندي نعناع. I no longer have mint now. Like I have to go out and get more. شكرا. Like if the girl wants to go out to the store, will the man want to go to protect? No, Joanna, no. When we say like about going out, we're talking about like going out to another city. But if she's like going to the store or going to college or going to to school or any other place like that's in the city, that's okay. That he does not like have to go out to protect her unless if she's going to a bad place where it's not like safe, and that's the only case. We are free to go out whenever. I'm always been the one who's going to go and do the grocery because my brother doesn't live with us, so I'm always like going out. But yeah, not originally Moroccan tea. No, actually, some Moroccans do drink atay bla nana. Some people they do drink tea without mint in Morocco. Drink it with shiba. I don't know what's called shiba in English. If someone here know what shiba is in English, they can say it. But basically, in like cold winter, like in winter time, in cold like in cold seasons. And some people like to drink it with nothing. For me, I like having different tastes every now and then. على واجب Joanna, you're very welcome. Yes, do you have any questions when it comes to relationship? And so you see, like, it's like very like it's like very interactive. It's like everything is like connected somehow. The religion with relationship, culture with relationship, language with relationship. So when you're marrying someone or being in a relationship with someone, you're not really in a relationship with just with him. You are like in relationship with his family. You are in a relationship with his culture. You are in a relationship with his country. Peppermint? I don't know what's peppermint yet. Mint is like the green thing. That I'm going to put a picture of these things in my next video when I create a new video. How do you say iced tea? اتاي بلي glasso. بلي glass. But we don't have it actually. We don't have it on like the normal coffees actually. When I make like iced tea, I make at home. Like I make my ice and I put it on the tea. So yeah, it's like iced coffee and iced tea is not a thing in Morocco. It's not famous, and it's same as like tea with milk. We don't have this type of tea. So people are starting like to know it more because whenever like foreigners, tourists come, they ask for iced coffee and iced tea and all of that. And normally, like not all Moroccans like hearing of that, like hearing about this. Yes, yes, there is a lot of I also like I love iced tea. So in like because in the like summer for safe, it's like really hard like to drink everything hot and you want something cold. And if you are like me, you love tea and you love coffee, we want like to still keep drinking them. So like iced tea and iced coffee tastes like so good, and I'm so into it when like the weather is hot. So who's with us for the first time over here? Who's new with us? So yeah, just for the people who are new with us to understand how everything over here is work, we have um, we have two lives. The live in the morning is normally like a ease, relax, talk on the culture, on relationship, on language question. I answer any question that is related to Darija, Moroccan Arabic, or to sorry, it's just like I hear something positive. What is positive in Darija is positive. Positive or إيجابي. إيجابي. I actually use positive. بقاي ديما positive. Stay always positive. أنا positive. أنت positive. أنتي positive. أنتينا for you like using like شمالي. I haven't seen. Okay. The majority of Moroccan who gets married barely divorced in like some Western people, the rate of divorce is increasing, and this is positive. Oh yeah, I didn't see that. How does positive increased and this is positive? It, you mean like a Moroccan man is negative? Because divorce is never how is like so you misunderstood like the word increased. Increase is like كيتزاد. Uh, so I'm going to explain that in Darija for him. So بحال قلتي أغلبية ديال المغاربة كيتزوجوا قليل فين كيطلقوا، ماشي بحال شي بلاصة في ويسترن يعني في الشرق الناس تيطلقوا بزاف وهذا بوزيتيف. سو الجملة غادي تعطي معنى واحد آخر أن يعني أن بوزيتيف يعني إيجابي أن يكون طلاق. هي إيجابي أنه ما كاينش عندنا حنا طلاق بزاف، ولكن ما خاصش يكون إيجابي أنهم ليهم بحال حيت ما درتيش النقطة المعنى ديال أن الديفورس راه مزيان حتى في هذيك البلاد. إلا فهمتي شنو تنقول if you know what I mean. I'm just explaining because he didn't put like the period, so it sounds like he's saying that it's positive to have divorce even if it's like Western people. So yeah, it's like all the way down. So yeah, Morocco man is like is good. That is good. Is it's very positive, and then we're thanking God that we don't have like a huge number in Morocco of divorce. Of course, we do have divorce. Actually, it's like increasing every year, but we thank God that is not like way too much. And the reason for that, a lot of Moroccan women they avoid divorce because they don't want to be divorced, because divorced women always having that bad uh, words on them. You know, they say them, oh, she's divorced. Why she's divorced? That means she's not a good wife. So they don't see it's like she's divorced because the guy is bad, but they say she's divorced because she is bad. She is a bad wife. So every woman, when she gets married, she will avoid being divorced because it's going to be on her. So yes. That's why there's not much divorce, but actually nowadays girls don't care if he's bad guy, if he's like a bad husband, she'll be like, I'm divorcing you guy, I'm out of here, I don't care. And also like, you know, this is why I tell you like everything is changing in Morocco. So before it was divorce, the huge thing is a really bad thing, but now yeah, she wouldn't like stay in a marriage just to be married. I'm a good wife, I've been married my whole life, I've never divorced. Yes, yes, Sam, tlaq. That's not nice, not good reason to say married. Yes, actually, but also Joanna, don't forget one thing. A lot of girls in Morocco, they want to be a housewife. They don't want to work. So when they get married, so the man is like having a job and taking responsibility of everything. Meanwhile, women having kids, taking care of the everything inside the house, husband and all of that. So when he's going bad, she can't leave because she has no job. Probably she didn't go for college and she have no education, so she's not able to leave him. So she's stuck in this situation. This is why I'm telling girls, be independent. It's okay, yes, if he want like to take responsibility and give you everything you need, that's fine, because it's not fair to be 50-50, and I'm against 50-50 because most of my money like when I work, it goes for makeup, for creams, and for all of like going to coiffure and all of that, and having facials and all of that. So it's not fair to be 50-50. Meanwhile, guys doesn't like spend that much money, so we can't be 50-50. And but at the same time, I'm against not working. I'm against not to be independent. Even if man is superior to you, you still have to work. You still have to be educated. You still have like to be a strong woman. Because if he ever like wanted to go bad, if he ever wanted like to be a bad husband, and I don't know, like if he was like a bad guy hitting you, or saying bad words to you, or like doing anything, or cheating on you. So this is why a lot of like I feel so sad to to think about it, because a lot of women I know they are like in that situations. I know that they are like kind of they are trapped, they can't leave. They know that their husband is cheating, they know that their husband is treating them bad, they know that he's like I don't know, like verbally not good with them, but they are still deciding to stay because they don't want to be divorced, since they don't have no job, no education, and they can't go back to their family. Their family is like already she passed away, they passed away, and also because people keep talking. She's divorced. She is mean like she's not a good wife. That's mean like she's not going to be able to get married again. Even that is like slightly changing, but at the same time it's still happening. God hates divorce, but it's still halal. This if it's like the guy is bad and you can't live together, is like very bad, and is like affecting you bad, like emotionally and physically and all of that. Is like better to be separated. Of course, of course. And I wouldn't say it's always guys who are bad. There is a lot of, not a lot, but some wives that are like bad and taking advantage of marriage, and maybe she's not been a good wife, or maybe like she's going out and all of these things. So then the guy will be like, maybe he's like going to stay for his kids. He loves his kids. He loves his wife, but he's going to work and she's doing all bad things. So yeah, it's God's both ways. It's not good and should be less reserved, but doesn't mean a female should remain in a bad relationship. Exactly. Divorce a problem of communication. Yes, that's what I was explaining earlier in the beginning. Is like communication is the key, and guys, they are always mad, not showing like saying like what why they are hurt. Uh, Yeah, I mean, like overall, like everyone have their own philosophy about religion, love, life in general. But yeah, so what's happening is like all over, it's not all over the world. Some people like are okay with divorce and being a divorced woman. Somehow in Morocco, it was like very bad in a part of time. Now it's like changing. Girls are like more educated. They go to college. They have a job. They're smart, and they're not afraid to say, I'm not going to be in a bad relationship, I deserve better, and God wants better for me. So God give us all the kind of God give us all the choices in life, so we choose if we're going to stay in a bad relationship, or if we're going to uh, decide to leave. And God wants us to be happy. So if they're not able to communicate and solve their problem and getting help from the family or someone to help them solve the problem, then it's better for them to leave. And that was our topic on tonight, inshallah. It's going to be sentences, phrases about divorce, about breakups, about and what to expect. And it's like a hard topic actually, because breakups are the worst, to be honest. Ah, okay. So let me get started with that. Even though I don't have actually, it's like about time, and I have a class. Let me see. Oh yeah, great. Um, so I was going to say, let's stop here because I have a class, but actually just like checked my Facebook and she's sick. I'm so sorry that she's sick. Yeah, I'm going to have a class with her later. And yeah, so we can talk about this. I'm so ready. Yes, of course. when we're going to talk tonight about this, we're going to talk about like phrases that will be helpful. And actually it's like really easy, but just like approach them in a way that doesn't show that you want to argue, because guys always like see as arguments. If you said that we want to talk, I want to talk to you, they should like, oh, she wanna fight, not like a physical fight, but she wanna like to have arguments, and then he would run away. He does not want to be in this because he's afraid that if we're going to have like this conversation with him, you're going to break up with him. So they are always like scared and they run away before you going to break up with them. So they run away first so that they were not going to get hurt first, if you know what I mean. Yes, it's like a really soft words. This is like, oh, how much, like how strong they are is like same as how much are sensitive they are. So and they have like so much to give, and you, if you can bring the best of them, it is like the best. They are the best men to date. So yeah, actually, you would, for example, tell him, okay, I love you, and I want this to work, and I know that the culture is different and all of that. I just like see قلتي فيسبوك ديالك البارح أنا ما فهمتكش. What do you mean, Blanca? Yeah, I have a Facebook page, عندي Facebook page, وعندي Facebook personal. Like I mostly like I give it to my clients, even so that we can contact each other, because sometimes I'm not always on my I'm not always on my phone, to be honest. I'm mostly on my laptop. Engagement, Darija. Yes, of course. خطوبة as a noun is خطوبة. For example, نديرو الخطوبة شهر جاي. Let's do the engagements next month. Yeah, the ring. For example, the ring. I have no ring. The ring is الخاتم. Okay, الخطوبة. And the weddings is العرس. العرس. العرس is the wedding. Try to hear the pronunciation. العرس. الخاتم is the ring. الخاتم. خطوبة is engagement. Oh my god, Sam, are you planning on proposing to your girlfriend? She will be so happy. يعني اللي قل لك البارح قلتي فيسبوك ديالك، ولكن أنا ما فهمتش كيفاش اسمه. Yeah, it's like a different pronunciation. Yes, Facebook ديالي. Facebooki. I can also say Facebooki. Yeah, صيفطوا لي ميساج فيسبوكي. Facebook ديالي. Yes, العرس. So weddings. Weddings. The wedding. Yes, the wedding. I put the L. I meant like the wedding. I'm thinking in two languages. Okay, so yes, العرس. العرس is the wedding, and wedding actually is like we mean like the literal celebration. Can talk. So it's like weddings are very important in Morocco. If you're going to do a traditional wedding, it can be expensive actually, depending on how what kind of wedding you want to do. But actually, like some people like started to. Oh, Morocco move. Like I know it's a sentence, but if you're not, if you are already I would be happy to hear that you are getting like engaged. أنا غادي ندير خطوبة. So yeah, so خطوبة, we have a party, like engagement party is separated, and basically then when you give like the ring to her, and somehow it's like a traditional thing. Is beautiful. If I can share pictures on my page, I would share some pictures to see like how خطوبة is. And for weddings, and they are like always like a big party كبيرة بزاف. Yes, غادي is غادي. Some people, like, instead of saying GH, they will say just غادي. But yeah, دي خطوبة. Okay, so did I answer all the question? Yeah, for Joanna, I'm going to give phrases of like approaching. So you said how to approach a man. For example, you would say, let's start with a love phrase. Start with something like very positive stuff. Of course, Joanna, actually, they are cheaper than the States. And I know because I know. So they are cheaper, and also we have the yellow gold is good, is a good gold, but actually nowadays the gold is expensive. Actually, it's not like this color. This is gold, but it's a rose gold, and it's not Moroccan. But the gold in Morocco is very yellow. If you know which kind I'm talking about, you rarely find the white gold. It's not a thing over here. It's not like same as in United States. I know in United States they have like white gold, but engagement ring and the wedding ring is always like yellow. Yes, actually, in the past, they all like used to get married earlier, like early in an early age, but not anymore. People start to be like so focused on studying and working first, and having all everything like together first, and having a house maybe if they can, and so most of the time, like, yeah, actually, okay, my opinion is a bit different on girls, so I'm mostly going to give you like others' idea on marriage. So most of girls, they want to marry as fast as they can, and I don't know why. They just want to get married, to have kids, to have a husband, to go, and it's like if I'm beautiful, I'm going to get married fast, and or they just want to get rid of the family. They don't want to stay with their parents, and they are very bored, and they don't want someone to control them, and they should be like, okay, I'm going to get married so that he's going to take me out, so that you can travel. So because like parents force you not to travel alone. So she wanted to get married so that she can travel and go wherever she wants with her husband, because then like they are not going to talk to her, because her husband is the one on control now, not her parents. You see what I mean? So, and this is why girls most of the time they want to get married fast, and they are all about marriage. I see some girls that are like still 18 and they want to get married. They are 17 and want to get married, even like in 15 years old, and they are thinking about getting married. And it's crazy, and it's like it's 90% of girls in Morocco, and guys also same. Guys actually is like a bit different, so they do want to get married, but also they know that they will be responsible, so like on supporting the wife. So he's like thinking about getting job fast. How I'm going to get a job fast? Should I live with my parents because I can't afford the rent? Should I like go for college? Should I skip the college and just like look for any job? So it's like really, yes. Naila, don't say you nothing. No, my family. No, do you know I have goals, and I'm strict with my ideas, and they know that I don't do wrong things. and I know what I want, and I know what makes me happy. Actually, my family are very supportive, and they are very happy with what routes I'm taking. And even though in the beginning, I actually like, my mom was like very nice woman, same as my father. My father is like hitting me. It's like you should like start thinking about getting married and all of that. I said, Dad, I'm having some goals. When I'm ready, I'm ready. So yeah, they don't really talk to me about this. They know I would never be forced, but I don't like sometimes when I go visit family, and this is a thing in Morocco, when you go to visit as a guest, and they say like, I know a guy that he would like to marry you, and they want like they try to make an arranged marriage, and I don't like it. And when I say no, they think that I have a boyfriend. So, and like lately, they can't really talk with me about this because they already know my answer, and I would never accept to have this arranged marriage from family. Yes, cousins, and it's like really lame. And they give you a picture and they say like, this guy is want to marry, and he to marry someone, some nice girl like same as you, and they would try to describe you, and they would say like, you have like a good job, he have like a good house. And I said like, I have a good job, like I'm going to have a better job, I'm going to support myself. So they don't like my idea, but they respect it. Joanna is like, as fast as you start to look like a woman. Basically, some parents, my cousin actually, she got married at 15. I know her when she was a little girl with like dirt in her face. And actually she's having a baby on 16. She's about to have a baby. And I was so surprised actually to hear that, and I did not know that underage marriage still exists, but surprisingly it's still. And yeah, but mostly now like they encourage them when they finish high school, after high school. No, it's not legal actually. It's like by Fatiha, by Quran. So they have like two families, and you would like having like a little party and reading Quran. I said like, I'm giving you my daughter and all of that, and they have like someone is like called faqih, the one who's like in mosque and stuff, and they get them to sign. I didn't know that it still exists. Yes, by Fatiha is not good. No, 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 it's not good. A lot of girls get trouble because of like married by Fatiha, because sometimes guys they run away, or they say like, it's not my baby, you're not my wife. Then yes, trouble comes. Um, yeah, and it's like actually that now like parents like more encouraging like their children to have a degree, to have a good job. They want them to be happy and dependent financially. No, like an adult child. um okay, so my family is different. My family is like yeah, yeah. So when you said like first like child, I talked about like teenagers that they want to get married, and then like it's depending on the family. So for example, some moms, they encourage their daughters to get married as soon as they can, and some of them they encourage them to have a degree. And some moms, like my mom, she would tell me like always, if you have a degree and a good job, like the man is going to respect you because you are educated. But even though like she was having this idea, that's already was my idea since I was little. So it was already like we were like in agreement on that. but they don't force them to get married, not anymore. This is not happening. Arranged marriage are not like exist, it's not like not exist, it still exists, but it's by the agreement of the girls, so girls already want to get married. And so yeah. mm, it's like actually okay, so it differ from place to place. So Berber people are a little bit the child relationship to the parents is different from like Arabs. What I mean by that, like Berber people, they want them to marry to same culture, Berber girls. So they want them to be in the same Berber culture. You see what I mean? And they don't want to break the cycle. Arab people are okay, like parents are like a very, I can say very open, and they let you choose. But sometimes some moms are like very stubborn, that she might be like, marry your cousin from your father's side, marry your cousin, she's beautiful, or marry like that neighbor, and she's trying to get you to marry someone, and she's a good girl, and she would get angry if you choose like a certain girl, like she's modern or something, or she dressed in a certain way. So here when like the mother-in-law might be like a evil woman. So yeah, there is a lot of situations. Same for like the north. Most of families, like mothers in the north, they want their children to marry like from the north. Also, they don't want them to marry someone from the middle of Morocco. You see what I mean? Nairobi was Ghibli. Is Morocco? There is a lot of people still living in mountain and have a different type of mind. Yes, it's not like yes, in the mountain. This is what I'm talking about. Like some people, like in the north, they want you to marry in the north. Our parents love to see their children. I don't think so, Moroccan man. Actually, my parents never love to see me struggle with studying. Actually, they were always supportive and wanting the best for me. And I think it's like rarely when you find parents loving their children. Like no parents want you to struggle in life or studying or in general. They want you to be happy. I heard some rich men come from Saudi Arabia and arrange a marriage with a child like 9 years. I don't think Brian. Hey, by the way, welcome. Like we miss you in the chat. Like I've been asking about you in a while. Like in my night, and I say like, where is Brian and who else? Like who is? Like I forgot. There's another person. I forgot his name. But yeah, no, I don't think this is still happening anymore. No, 9 years old. This was happening in the past actually, and that's true. Some rich people from Saudi Arabia that they always come to Morocco and they go to the countryside of Morocco and they will pay a lot of money and like they were like paying a lot of money. It's like buying like this is not like really nice, and because the family are in need, and so they just like give their daughter, and they say like, okay, she's going to be with a rich man, she will have a good life, at least she would have a good life away from this countryside, away from like this poor living. You see what I mean? But what happened actually that most of guys from Saudi Arabia are, sorry to say that, but they are assholes. So they don't treat wives good. They are like forcing them to do things. They are violent. They are like too many bad things. And I really dislike people from the Gulf. I really dislike them, and I don't care if they are rich. There are still like what's still happening, Brian, is that a lot of people from Saudi Arabia they go to Marrakesh and to Agadir, maybe Rabat, and because they're rich, they think that they can have any girl that they want. But some girls they are really are into money. So if she would someone from Saudi Arabia wearing their clothes, and she would like go with him and do whatever with him, and maybe marry him just for money, and she's okay with having if him like having like three wives. She would say like, okay, at least he's rich, he's going to give me what I want. And this is what she wants money, he wants and they are all like into like Moroccan women, because Moroccan women, they would uh, be like a good wife and say yes to everything. You're welcome. And worked over a year ago. Yes, brain. That's what's happening in the past. Not as I never had any situation like this one anymore, but it was in past. Of course, Joanna. Of course. Um, they are not good with the planning, they are not good with the long term. So they would like for like Moroccan men or Moroccan women, when they start, mostly when they start talking about family planning, they would talk about how many I want kids with you, we want to live over here to work on this, but not like like for the long term, like after 10 years, after 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, they are not going with planning. So actually, my advice to you, if you're going to marry a Moroccan man, or if any person over here going to marry a Moroccan woman, we did not learn how to plan, like neither at school, neither nowhere. Unless if someone like me are obsessed with searching and reading, so they are not good with planning for money. They are not good with savings. They don't know what savings are. Like some of them are like good with savings, like just like they want like to save money. But some of them, they are not good with the planning in general. Not like not a family planning, not a money planning, not a vacation planning. So you have to work with them on that, and like explain it first with them, so that's everything going to go right. Because for them, like, leave it on God, leave it on God. But actually, leave it, God didn't as like, yes, leave it to God, but also be good planner. So you see what I mean? Because sometimes they've been like lazy and they don't plan too much, and they say, okay, I'm leaving it to God because God has a plan. Yes, God has a plan, but you also have to put it onto work and think a little bit, work with your brain, if you know what I mean. Joanna is American, Americania. Yes, they obviously talk, but it's like it should be more deeper than the normal talk. Yeah, I'm thanking God. Some bad things were happening actually in the past, like very bad things. Yeah, and they were like when I was younger, like maybe 10 or 9. I used to hear of the stories, and it was still happening that guys from Saudi Arabia or the Gulf area in general, and they were like coming to Morocco, and they will offer like that he's going to pay a house and a certain amount of money to the girl if she's like looking beautiful and stuff, and he would like marry her. And most of this marriage doesn't take long, or just not marry her, just like be with her for a certain time, you know what I mean. And the girl, she would accept, and the family, even like for the family, even if they are like religious, some of them, like not all of them, some families that I heard of, they know of this, and that they would accept because they have like a bad life, you know, they are very poor, and they want like a better life. So they are like kind of giving the girl and getting the money and the house. Yeah, and I see like a lot of Moroccans when they get married, they start like planning for wedding, planning for like kids, like how many kids they want. Um, even if they plan like for having, for example, 2 kids, they end up having 3 or 4, and that's funny. And yes, yeah, thank God for everything. Alhamdulillah, la kul shi. I'm so happy that everything is like changing. I'm so happy for that. Yeah, if you have guys any question, please let me know. I'm going to send a text message because uh, yes. You can ask me anything you want. Okay, I'm almost done. Yes, okay. Well, that's a hard question, actually, Brian. She probably would not tell her family. She would lie. She would lie, actually, and she would tell them like he's going to convert to Islam if you don't want to be a Muslim, if and she loves you, and if she's okay with that, she will be like, okay, we can be married, like we can get married, but you have to tell my family. Maybe she would let you lie with her and tell them, for example, that you are already a Muslim, that you already converted like long time, and yeah, so they would just like say no. They would say no. I don't know, like families have different reactions, but most of them they would just like say no. You can't marry. You're Muslim. You should marry a Muslim man. And if he wants you, if he loves you, he's going to become a Muslim. Yes, inshallah, inshallah, Priyanka. I mostly like do the verbs and all of that in my one-on-one on my lessons, and I make the conversation and the basic explanation of present, past, and future on when I'm live. Sometimes when we have when we talk about a certain topic, if you watched my old lives on the coffee talk, and I do explain how we react to presents, how presents is working and stuff like that. So yeah. So yes, Brian. So I don't think she even will have the strength to go and say, "Hey, dad. Hey, mom." Especially for dad. I want to marry a man and he's Christian, and I'm going to marry him, and he would stay Christian. She would not do that. Actually, I don't think so. It's like a really hard topic for her to say to the parents. So she will tell them like I'm getting married, and he's for example, American, or that he's Christian, but he's going to convert, or she will tell them that he's already converted. You see what I mean? Yes, yes, exactly. She wouldn't really be able to talk about this topic. It's like very sensitive topic. Yes, any other questions? I'm ready for any questions. Make it as hard as you can. What about what would a Moroccan Arab family think of their daughter marrying a white European Muslim man? Honestly, this is most of misunderstanding. Arabs, in general, they love white people. They love them. So when you telling me like about marrying a white European Muslim man, they would love them even more. If he is Muslim, that's okay. It's not a problem. We love white people. We do love them. We love black people as well. Even like Moroccans are racist sometimes also, and I hate that. Some people, not all of them, they just like find like white is beautiful, black is not, but not all of them, of course. Um, so yes, they will be okay with that, Brian. They will be so happy with that. As long as he is Muslim, they would like even like love him more, and even if he converted, they would love him still more. You know, culture are okay. Culture is okay. Culture is not a huge problem if you understand the culture and understanding each other like a culture. It would be like very very nice. Yes, I'm looking at the comment section. I'm very focused. So yeah, don't worry about that. For anyone that listening to me that dating a girl or dating a Moroccan man, they really love like white people, and yes, not all of them actually, not all of them, rarely. It's like endless if they want their kids to stay in country. So you know what I mean. So if the only problem, like sometimes, like parents are very like very protective, and they love their kids, that they want to see them like all the time. So if some parents, they will say like, oh, you're leaving, you're going to another country, and I want you to stay around. Why you just not like marrying like a Moroccan guy, and you will be maybe in the same city, maybe in the next city. So this is like what's that the only problem that like some families they would like have. And but actually I don't. So yeah, but if the families say no, that's a problem. So that's a problem, because then like the girl, she would like either have the courage to stand that for what she wants, and maybe she's like scared, and that she would not be able to stand out for that, and she would be like, I'm sorry, my family come first, my parents come first. And yeah, so there's always a lot of situations. I'm always like speaking about the majority, but I'm trying like sometimes to give you in like what could happen. So yeah, because sometimes if like your family say they can no to something, and you love them and you don't want them to be upset, and the parents are very important actually. So uh, she might give up on the love. She would like, maybe she would like, okay, I love you, but I love my parents. I can't like if they said no, I can't like do the contrary of what they said. It depending, all depending of the kind of family that they have, the kind of girl that you are dating. If like she's having the courage to talk about what she wants. Yes, it's like this is, I'm talking about the majority again. I didn't say that that like Moroccans hate black people. I love black people. Like I have a lot of Americans black friends, and they are like very friendly, very nice, and I love black people, especially because they are very funny. I don't know, but they are like having like a very good humor, and yes, they are the best. And yeah, but what's happening in the world nowadays is not something good. if you know what I mean. When I was an idol because of getting married, he wanted to tell me every word of the Shahada. It says I am Christian. Why you're not Christian? I don't know what's your name. Where are you from? And yeah, for people who are with us for the first time, please introduce yourself. If you can introduce yourself in Darija, that would be great. Yes, I can imagine that situation actually. It's happened all the time. Whenever like they say someone says like, okay, I converted or I'm Muslim or something, they would like try to revise or review the Shahada with them. And that this is like the sentence that we say when we want to become a Muslim. And yes, they will like they love to talk about this. Yes, يسيقوا الشهادة. Shahada is like basically is like believing. I believe that there is only one God, and there is no other God, and there is that He doesn't have, and that Muhammad is the messenger of God. You know this kind of things. What do you call money? Um, Money the groom gives the bride during the marriage. Yes, the mahr, the mahr, mahr, and also some people say it's uh, I forgot in Darija to be honest. المهر وسيمة شنو هو المهر بالدارجة؟ المهر الفلوس صداق. Yes, I forgot. Yes, صداق. Does it have one word in English? Yes, it's like the gift. It's called also the gift. And yes. Yes, شهادة ديال الباك. Yes, Dory. Yes, thank you, Brian. Yes, sometimes I forgot words. It happens to me sometimes. Thank you. Yes, is صداق. We mostly say صداق صداق. على واجب سام. Blanca does not work anymore for sure. Actually, it's like no, ring is like it's not counted. It's not counted as dowry. Ring is like for engagement. It's not counting. But mahr stock is important. It's not that important. Some people like give just a little thing or they don't give if they don't have, if she's going to accept that. But mostly it's become something like um I could say like for like family, they would say like, oh, he gave her dowry. He's like I don't know, he gave her that present to get ready for the wedding. So that's money. She do whatever she wants with it. It could be helping. You know, girls needs a lot of things actually. When they want to get ready for the weddings or for the engagement or for marriage, they buy a lot of things and they want everything new. They get rid, it's like getting rid of all the old stuff. That's all stuff like from the life before marriage, even like clothes, everything, and they want something new. So they need money for that. And as I said before, like a lot of girls don't really work before, like they are studying and waiting for marriage, and they might not. Probably they don't save up. So this is a problem again, like for learning and planning things. So they don't save up. So they don't have money. I'm German. when we were and the adult. I had to say shahada. He wanted to tell me every word and I could repeat. See the feelings. You should say his face. Yeah, I can imagine that. I love like seeing like Moroccan's face. Actually, when I'm teaching Darija to some foreigners, and when I like when I'm teaching them Darija and they go to the store or to the market or the taxi and they talk to the Darija and they tell me what the experience of Moroccans have been like. It's like, how did you learn Darija? It's not a language. And said, of course, that this is why they learned that. My girlfriend is Berber, and nobody in her family has married outside Berber community before. Okay, so Berber people like they are very strict with the tradition, and they are very religious. Actually, they are very religious, and so at the same time, they love white people. I'm going to keep repeating that. So depending on how strict they are. So some of them they do accept having like but as long like as you are like her boyfriend, it's mean like she's like already open-minded, which means that her family is also maybe open-minded. So that's a good thing. So yeah. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, you can give to her what you want. If you don't have money, you can give her surahs from Quran, and if she have a good heart, maybe she accept to you. Yes, Blanca, this is all up to the girls. So if she's going to accept you not giving money and giving surahs, which mean like words from Quran, like papers from Quran, if you memorize it and stuff, so you gift it to her. If she accept that, that's great. If not, then maybe you have to look for someone else. Maybe she material things is important to her. If she have a good heart and wants you for you as a person, and it's okay for her that you're not like giving her money or you can't. So it's like all about communication. I'm going to talk to her. Actually, you're going to know. So when you're going to talk to her, tell her, okay, so I'm going to be straight with you. Like I don't have a lot of money, but I can for your love and that and this whatever you can offer. And but we can be in a good relationship and all of that after marriage. If she accepts it, then that's up to her. That's good. If she's not, then I don't know. People are different. Sanan Katia, yes, actually, we started at 8:30, and it's about to be 2 hours. It's like 1 hour and 48 minutes now. But yeah, you can watch it like after a few hours. This is a different topic, but can a Moroccan divorced woman divorced? But can a Moroccan divorced woman get married? Of course, yes, Brian, yes. A lot of Moroccan women they get divorced and they get married again, like nowadays. In the past, it was like a huge topic because divorced women had like a bad reputation. Why a bad reputation? Because the culture was like very strange from actually. They say like if a woman is divorced, it means that she's a bad girl. It means she's a bad wife. They don't say that okay, maybe she's divorced because the guy is bad. Maybe the husband like was violent. Maybe he was like abusing her verbally or physically, or maybe he was like cheating on her. No, they will it's her problem. She's divorced because she's a bad wife. And even if we say like to them, like for example, well, he cheated on her, then they would say if she was a good wife and she was giving him whatever he wants and like treating him well, he wouldn't cheating on her. They wouldn't say like he's a plier or womanizer. That's why he cheated. So it was like bad. But nowadays, the girls are not afraid to stand up for themselves and say, okay, I don't want to stay with you in this relationship. You that you this. I'm going to get myself divorced, or you divorce me. Then if she meets another guy who's okay with being married to a divorced woman, then yes, of course she can get married again. لا نعمل شي حاجة من بعد كنشوفكم دراري نهاركم مبروك. بلانكا نهارك مبروك. Also I will have to finish the live in a few minutes, maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and yeah, I see you tonight inshallah. Yes. Okay. Do you have any more questions about all of that? That's okay for me. So today, like the morning is all about me answering all of your questions, and is about culture, relationships, love, language, everything concerning Morocco. Of course, Brian. My pleasure. على واجب. Because I know that the culture is very important topic, and all of what we are talking about. Because when you are in a relationship with someone from Morocco, culture play a big role, and Moroccan man. That's true. Actually, I kind of read it somewhere. I don't remember if it was like in the past when I was still studying or something like that. But that's true. If like he can't give you money, he can like read some of the surahs, and I kind of like when I was like listening to professionals explaining things. So yes, that's true actually. So yes, so that's it, and I hope you all going to have a good relationship in future with your Moroccan boyfriend or Moroccan girlfriend, and having like a good relationship. And it's all about communication. Sometimes culture like play like a big role. Language, religion, it's like all things that you can like work it out with each other if you understand more each other, if you are like can communicate without being afraid. And yes, it's like hard to talk about some certain topics, but when you do, it's like the beginning always is the hard thing, but when you talk about it from the first time, and you know that you are able to talk about whatever you want, like both of you, like both parts, then it's become like much of like a good thing. Because yeah, yeah, I yes, yeah, so middle age runaway. What's your name, by the way? So actually today it was all about like it was like the continuous of yesterday, like yesterday at night, like a topic about relationship and love and all of that. And today I finished that, but it's like very important topic about relationship and how to handle men and women, and how to understand how they grew up and all of that. If you're going to stay in Morocco, it's going to be like a very good thing for you to listen to. And Katia, yeah, I talked about this in my live from the beginning. Now it's like about to be two. It's like 2 hours. Um, Brian, no, I'm going to explain that in a minute to Katia. So Katia, so you have like a boyfriend for 7 months, okay? I don't know him. So there are two different men in Morocco, and I explained that earlier in the live. And if he's not telling you a lot of things about himself, that's mean he have nothing to say. Like literally, it's mean maybe he does not have like the best job that he want to show it up to you. So men like want to like look manly, look great, having a great life. If he's not saying that, it's mean he's having not a good life. He's having a bad life that he can't show it up to you. It's mean that maybe he doesn't talk about his family because his family maybe she's not it's not the best. Maybe it's like having like his family is like a hard, strict family. Maybe his family is poor. And a lot of Moroccans like this is like I wish it's going to change in Morocco. A lot of poor people in Morocco. And of course, guys are supportive, are protective in Morocco. They want to give. They are givers, especially in Morocco. They want to give gifts. They want to give everything they can. If you were like here, they would want to take you on dates and all of that. But if he is having a problem and doesn't have a job, or not like having the job that he wants and doesn't make as much money, so there is two things: either he's going to hide things, and if he doesn't want to lie, he's not going to tell you anything, or he's going to lie. So this is what's happening with Moroccan guys. They either like run away, they either like hide things because they don't want to lie, or they lie, and most of them lie. So basically what I see from your comments, that he did not lie, but actually he hiding things because he does not want you to know the reality of his life. This is basically what I see, because I know how men over here are. So yes, so I think like I answered your question. So this is like what you can have in mind about what I said. But 7 months is like a lot. So does he shows you like pictures of like his house and that? Yes. So yeah. So for example, because like they have a big ego, they don't really want to say that, okay, let me tell you that they feel so shy, like, and they would feel like wordless if they will tell you, okay, let me tell you, to be honest with you, I'm poor, my family is poor, and you know, he knew that he would lose you for him, because that's a mentality. If he's poor, she's not going to stay with him. So what he's going to do, if he likes you, either he's going to lie to you the whole time as long as he can, or like till you be like in love with him and not be able to leave. This is their mentality. Or he's going to hide things and hope that he can change it somehow. Maybe he's like working or trying to find, I don't know, to know how he can like change that. And it's really hard to find a good job in Morocco. And I think I talked about that yesterday or the other day, that the minimum of like payments in Morocco. If you know the minimum payments in Morocco, you're going to be shocked. And the minimums like in the government is like I could say in dollars is like $300 or $250. This is the minimum if you are working with the companies and things. But people who like they work for themselves, or like they just like work here and there, they might even be having like just $100 amount. And imagine that, or like just 200 dirham in a month. For example, some people work in McDonald's, they're getting paid by hours, and I swear they are like, I'm going to tell you how much the hour if you are working in McDonald's is $13. $13. No, actually, it's not $1. No, 13 dirhams. So it's mean like one. It's like $1.50. Yeah, right. It's like $1.50. How much is that? It's like less than $2 an hour in McDonald's. So can you imagine, like even if he's going to work many like hours during the week or during the month, he's not going. Yes, it's 13 dirham per hour. I worked with them for a few months, like probably 4 years ago or 5 years ago, when I was like studying. And I just like ran away. I was like working during the weekends, and you basically work the whole day for nothing. Yes, actually, this is why I want to work for myself, because working for companies will then like, yes, McDonald's, I actually dislike them. And actually, there is another PS. There's like another thing too. Yes, middle age runaway. You can ask anyone. It's like 13. يا كوسي ماكدو كيخلص 13 درهم من الشخص العادي. Yes, so my sister is working for McDonald's, but she's not like a employee, like more than that. But it's still like too bad for her. Like she's having like very hectic day and working very fast and all of that with nothing. And a lot of people having diplomas, actually good diplomas, or like a BE or something, and they still like go work for McDonald's because they can't find a job, and they end up like accepting that $1.50 instead of staying with nothing. So this is like, Katia, you can understand how the situation is here. So it's like a sad thing. And so education is like, for example, teaching is a little bit better, but private sector, they don't pay good in like normal places. But for example, like rich places, rich schools, they pay good. And the government, if you are like, for example, working for government as a teacher, they might pay good. But for me, I'm trying my best not to go this way and not to work for anyone because of that. I would never accept to be getting advantage of it with like any company in Morocco. So I'm trying to work for myself instead of like being in that kind of situations. Yeah, it's like being your own boss is the best. If you're going to do like for example in Morocco, if they're going to try and do their own business, maybe it's going to be much better for them. But the thing is, like, Moroccan people doesn't have that mindset of to be interpreter, like having a business and work on that, because they get scared that they're going to lose. Yes, Alison, this is why like a lot of people tell me like, what school you working for? And I do like work part-time now, like for a school before quarantine, but I was not planning on staying with them. Like I never go further than a year with anyone, or like just a few months. So I worked for them like probably now like 6 months, but at the same time as was working like for myself. So I was like doing both things. But now, no, I'm not. It's like a decision like I took like a long time ago. So I was either like going for companies if I was helping myself when I was younger or studying. But now, no, I wouldn't accept to be taken advantage of. Of course, especially when I and I saw what's happening. And so if I'm like changing and someone else like say no to that, maybe it's going to change. And fun fact that in McDonald's, the same price that in the States for like Big Mac and all of that, same as in Morocco. So they having the same income like for like McDonald's, and they give just a little. How that's like, this is bad. This is bad. And I don't know like if I can like somehow talk to Moroccans and so that everyone going to hear and see things differently. Maybe they would stand up and talk about their rights, but they don't. I would love like Moroccan women and Moroccan men to stand up and talk about their rights. And because Morocco is like having money, it's like a rich country, but the money doesn't go to the citizens, it goes to the big people. That's yes, and it's like something that should change in future, and I hope so. So, and I totally understand Moroccan guys when they have in this situation, because for them they grow up to be strong and supporting women and being the man. And when they grow up, you do want to give love, like by gifts or by taking girls out. And for them, like it's going to make him less manly if he's going to go on a date and not be able to pay. He's always going to pay, and he would never accept like women to pay. So for him, if he doesn't have that kind of job to give that kind of love, he will feel like so worthless. You do not pay. The payment is the worst in Morocco when it comes like to companies and stuff. But for people who do their own business, they are doing great actually. Yeah, if you have guys any question, I would love to answer and give you insights from the inside of Morocco, how we see Morocco over here and how things are. Like I wouldn't like how they say it in Morocco, نعسل. I'm not going to make it as honey as like a heaven thing to live in Morocco, but at the same time I would say Morocco is the worst. So I love Morocco. The best country I want to live is a country I want to live in, like a good nature, is people are very friendly, are very nice, very welcoming, and they would like if you are like a guest, they will give you the best. They are a giver. They would want to give anything from the little things that they have. They would give you, and anyone who've been in Morocco, they would know that. But it's like the only bad thing is the economy. Like people as citizens, they don't have, even if they wanted to study, and it's like difficult for them. uh Thank you, Brian, inshallah. And yeah, sure, and I see you soon, inshallah. I'm going to be live tonight, inshallah. Yeah, I actually have to stop here too, so if you have any questions, please ask me before I go, and yeah, I'll be happy to answer. I can't believe that we've been here for 2 hours. It was a good talk. Yes, people are very, like, are wonderful. I love them. I love Moroccans. I love Morocco, but there is, of course, there is no perfect country, so there is always something up. So in Morocco, it looks perfect, except when it comes to this kind of things. That I hope that is going to change. And this is why most of Moroccans are very upset, and they say like, I hate Morocco, I want to go to the States, I want to go to Europe, because they know if they going to go to United States or if they were going to work hard, even if it was in McDonald's, they would have that same payment, it's like a good payment, high like salary, but a high like living. So it's like good like expensive living, but at least like you have like a good salary. But in Morocco, it sounds the opposite. Like it's low salary, and the living is for people is high, and it's always like hand to mouth. So this is why they can't save up, even if they wanted to sometimes. Because if you and buying a house is very expensive, rent is very expensive. So if they're having that minimum wage of payment, like a minimum salary, how they going to do all of that in once? So it's like really hard, actually. This is why rich people say rich and poor people say poor in Morocco. And yeah. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you don't have any question, I have to go. We already been like 2 hours, and yes, it was good to see all of you in the comment section and to interact with all of you and hear your questions, your assumptions. And I hope that you found this video helpful and you understood a little bit more about, how a relationship is connected to the culture and the language and family and religion in Morocco. And I hope that now you can understand a little bit the Moroccan people mindset and how they think and how they see things differently and how living is differently, and all of that is affecting the relationship somehow. So yeah, even though some Moroccans don't really admit some of these things. Yeah, and so I see you tonight, and if you have any questions, write it down and ask me in any time, and of course I'm going to answer as usual. If you are interested in one-on-one online lessons, you can contact me from my Gmail. My Gmail, you would find this on my like Facebook, in my Facebook. Are you going to find this? Actually, I don't know if I wrote it down below. I'm going to write it again. Okay. You're very welcome. على واجب. نشوفكم المرة الجاية إن شاء الله. See you next time. Oh yes, about the Facebook, about the WhatsApp group, I'm going to like create it right now. Actually, since I'm just going to have breakfast and create it, since I don't have a class till like later. Like I'm going to give class later. So please, guys, the people who want like to join the WhatsApp group, send me your numbers on my Gmail. I already write it down over here so that I can like put you in the WhatsApp group to communicate, to talk in Darija and all of that, and help each other. So yeah, make sure to send me your numbers, and then just like 3 people for the who sent that. You are very welcome, and yeah. So yeah, and people who are interested in one-on-one online lessons, just contact me and I'll give you the details. And see you tonight, inshallah. Bye bye. Slama. وتهلاو for يسكم. Take care. نهارك مبروك, Alison. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go out now. Inshallah. Slama.